Choosing the right chart library for your React project is always a tricky task. There is a large selection of libraries to choose from. Some specialize in a few chart types, but others focus on providing a larger visualization choice, like providing bubble charts and map charts and tree charts. Some focus on performance, while others may focus on device portability by providing mobile or even server-side support. So in this video, I'll be reviewing 5 top React chart libraries that you can use for your React project. And I'll be looking at different criteria like how many GitHub stars it has and what sort of chart you can create with like SVG, Canvas or HTML, and what sort of support for like mobile and server side that it provides. So the first one that we're going to look at is Recharts. Now Recharts has 15.5k GitHub stars and it produces SVG only graphs and it's very good out of the box. The next one we're going to look at is Victory. Victory has a 7k GitHub stars. It has support for SVG only and it provides mobile support with React Native. So this is the only one that provides mobile support in this list. The next one is Visx. Visx has 12k stars on GitHub. It produces SVG charts. It's a bit complex to learn, but very flexible. And Nivo charts has 8.1k GitHub stars and produces SVG, Canvas and HTML. And this is the only one that produces all three in this list. So, and it provides client and server side support as well. So it's got very good selling points. And the next one is ReactJS 2. Now this is a wrapper for the famous chart.js, the JavaScript library, chart library. So it has 3.6k GitHub stars and it produces Canvas charts, so it's very good on performance, and because it's built from the popular chart.js, so it's very maintained. And so the first chart library we're going to look at is the Recharts. Okay, Recharts is one of the most popular ones in the list. It's got 15,643 GitHub stars. And it's built with the d3.js and it has support for SVG only. It has no support for mobile and it's basically a client-side library. One of the disadvantages is it's got very basic animation support and some of the customization features are not that good. A lot of the charts look very good out of the box, but if you want to find customize it, then it may be a problem. So using the chart, it's quite straightforward. You create a component. You use one of the main chart components. Here you're looking at line chart, and then within the line chart you have child component which sort of draws out the x-axis and y-axis and grid and the lines. So here you're creating a line chart and all you got to do, you can just copy and paste this code and it will work. So installation is you can do the normal npm install Recharts. And there's a very large selection of charts that you can use. You got the simple line chart. You got the area charts, and you got the bar charts, different bar charts, pie chart. So there's a big variety of charts that you can use. Next chart we're going to be looking at is Victory. Now, Victory is developed by a respectable software company, but it's also maintained on GitHub, and it has a GitHub stars of 7,000. It's built with D3.js, has drawing support for SVG. The main advantage of this library is that it has a React native support as well. So you can create the chart for desktop and mobiles with the same sort of API. And no other library currently provides this level of support. The animation is fairly good in this library, and it provides some level of customization. And most charts have responsive features, so it scales to any screen size. It hasn't got a very large selection of charts that you can create with it, but it covers the main charting requirements for most projects. So it's got the basic bar charts, area charts, and line charts and scatter charts, and pie charts. Now in the docs, and I'll go into the getting started, it will give you a good guide on how to install and get started. So to install Victory, you can just do npm install Victory, and then if you want to use it in your project, you just include, you can include all the components, like they've done here, it's all as V, and you're using all the components of Victory. Or you can just use the components that you want. So here they're importing Victory bar, which is the bar chart component. So, and that will render and in the code you just do Victory bar, and that will render a sort of a default bar chart without any data. But then you can go down. There's an example with some data there, and we're just attaching the data as an attribute, and then specifying the x and the y labels. And you can take further, and you can provide the x and y axis here. So this documentation is very good. It tells you how to get started and how to do the styling. Next library we're going to look at is Visx. Now Visx is a library that came out of Airbnb, and you can go to the airbnb.io/Visx/ and you come to the home page for this library. Visx has 12,281 GitHub stars, so it's a very popular library. The main point is it's customizable, but it's a bit difficult to get your head around. It has a good large community and is well maintained. It's built with D3, and it has support for SVG only. It's got no support for mobile. It's a client-side library. There's very good support for animation, in the sense that you can use a React Spring. You might need to do a little bit of work to make it responsive. And there's a vast variety of charts that you can produce with it, as you can see from the gallery. It has many chart types, as you can see here. You got the pie chart, the brush chart, basic bar chart, your maps that work as charts as well. And you can do all sorts of customization, as you can see here. If I go back and if I go and click on one of the charts, you can get a code for them. So you will import the components that you want, and then you can specify the attributes, and in your render you just add in the components with the attributes. So this is quite a complicated chart. So this is a group chart. So the problem with the Visx is it's quite, as you can see, the code is quite complex. It's almost like using D3 it's almost equivalent to learning D3. So it's quite, the learning curve for this, it looks quite steep. Now if I go into the docs, the documentation does not really give you sort of step-by-step guide on how to create charts. It just sort of gives you the components and the API. So if I go into shape, I've got the different shapes, and it gives you some sample code, which is click on the bar, then it will tell you how to create the bar chart, the API, but it doesn't have any sample codes. So it's a bit difficult to use the guide, and if you're very good at D3, then this chart is very good for you. But if you don't know D3, then you will struggle with this. So it's a very high level of customization, but it's very difficult to learn. Okay, the next chart library we're going to look at is Nivo. Now, Nivo has 8,100 stars on GitHub. We go to the About page, it will give you more information about Nivo. Nivo is built on top of D3, and it provides a server-side rendering capability as well. So, as well as SVG, HTML charts, and canvas charts, and it provides a server-side rendering API. So these are the four things that make this stand out from all the rest. So these things could be a crucial criteria, for your project. So this is a very good selling point for Nivo. We go to the gallery of the charts. It has a vast variety of charts, very sort of a diverse designs, different chart types. So as you can see here, I've got the bar chart, got calendar type charts, map charts, area charts, tree charts. So it has a good variety. Now the main selling point of Nivo charts is that you can have SVG, HTML, or canvas. So all the other ones only do SVG. So this is very good. And the user guide is very good as well. It gives you very good examples of how to customize the charts. If you go into the storybook, it has a big collection of charts, demo charts that you can just copy from and use in your project. So these are sort of live charts that you can edit. So if I click on one of these, so I've got the group chart, and and I click on the story and I can actually see the code. So this is how I import. I mean it's the chart component. So I'm using the bar chart here. I've got theme. I think the theme is you can have a theme for it as well. Now and the way you use it is it's a bit like baked Recharts. So you pass in the attributes, the properties there, and you can have like these common properties and define it at the top. So I've got common properties for that chart. So these are the things that I'm passing through. Okay, the next chart library that we're going to look at is ReactCharts 2. Now ReactCharts 2 is a wrapper for chart.js, the JavaScript chart library. ReactCharts 2 has 3,600 GitHub stars and is a fairly good maintained library. It's built with JavaScript. Basically it's a wrapper for the famous chart.js library. And it has support for Canvas only. It's got no mobile support, and it's a client-side library, and it supports some animation, and it has responsive features as well. Now this library has up to eight charts that you can use, like a line chart, bar chart, radar chart, bubble chart, area chart, mix chart, and donut chart. So, but this is the website for the chart.js. The React version is called chart.js 2. So, but there's no documentation for this, not proper one. But there is a site that has a sort of a documentation, which is ReactCharts.js github.io/react/chart.js/2. So from here you can see some sample charts that you can use. So if I go to click on horizontal bar chart, and you can get the source for this if you go to GitHub source, and there you go. So the way you use it is you import it like this, from the Recharts library, and then you have your data set, and then in the render part you just call the component and as horizontal bar. I think that's the one. Yep, we're using a horizontal bar, so we just create an element, horizontal bar element with the import data and options, and options is up here.
So that concludes this video. So there's no such thing as a perfect library. It all depends on your project requirements. So please choose wisely according to your project requirements. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos like this on animation, data visualization, and other videos related to ReactJS, Vue.js, Svelte, and plain JavaScript. So thanks again for watching.